Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Amethyst Rune Witch and today I'm going to be doing a memory spell ball. I say it's a ball because it's one of those ornaments that you can put together yourself, and it happens to come in a handy little ball. So this is what I'm going to be using. I've had to grab my largest spell ball because I'm using this for a memory spell. I wanted to do this for my mum, so I have a photo of my mum in a little frame, and that's going to be the focus because I want to remember her, and so I'm including things that make me think of her, that, you know, there's a lot of peace surrounding the whole situation. But yes, I hope you find this interesting and inspiring. So if you want to make your own, go ahead. Use things that make you think of the person you want to use as your focus. So what I've got is, as I said, I've got the ball that it's going in. I've got a photo of my mum. That will be going in it. I've got some rose petals because that's the flower, the plant I associate most with my mum. She's got a rose engraved on her headstone. I've got a rose tattoo for my mum. I have a miniature rose bush that I'm trying to work on my green witch habits. So roses are definitely the thing. We used to plant a miniature rose bush at my mum's grave every year, so roses for her. I've got some rosemary. It's good for memory. If you've got exams, any spell that needs rosemary is always good. Rosemary is very much a memory thing. I've got some grey aventurine, grey specifically rather than green, because it's all about inner peace, harmony, compassion and communication. I'd like to maybe try and communicate with my mum on my own, rather than anything else, you know, rather than having to ask other people that I know who can do mediumship readings to connect with her. And then I've got some hematite, which is very much a memory stone, so again another good crystal for exam time, studying, education generally. So yes, I do also have a spoon. Oh, I have got another spoon. This is usually my teaspoon, specifically the one I use when I brew a loose leaf tea. So this is the spoon that I use to fill my tea strainer with. But today, because I forgot about my other spoon, I'm going to be using it for this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put this together and show you what it looks like. So this is a photo of my mum. It's one of the only photos I had of her growing up. So it's a very cherished photo now. This is a miniaturized version of it, but yes, that's my mum. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the two halves apart, set one aside, and I'm going to put the rose in first, just because that's the way I want to do it. I can always find more rose petals if I need them. smell amazing, but then rose does. I think that's going to be a good, a little bit more. That'll do. So that's going to be a little bed that my mum's photo can sit in. I'm not going to fill that up just yet. I'll put that in just yet. Put some rosemary in and I can open it. I may need to do this. Can't do it one-handed. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I should remember this. So again, ooh, spoon does fit in. I'm not going to use a lot, not quite as much because there is quite a lot of rosemary in that spoonful. So that's going to get, so I've got my roses, my rose petals. I'm just going to sprinkle some of the rosemary into it. So there's a bit of both. So what I'm going to do next is put my mum's photo in, and then I can decide whereabouts I want the crystals to go. I think I might have put too many rose petals in. So I'm just going to move some. That should be all right now. So next is the grey aventurine. So I can decide where those chips are going to go. I'm not going to use many, just because I've also got the hematite to go in, but also because I don't want to use everything that I have. Maybe one bit more. Don't need those two tiddly bits. That one. There we go. So I've got a few bits of grey aventurine out. So I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 7. So I've got 7 bits. And I'm just going to try and place them in places where I think they will try and stay, but also with the hematite. I'm just going to pop these in. So that's them and that's everything. Don't think it needs anything else. I'm just going to shut it, but also hope that that's what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want the photo to just fall forward on its own, which it did. I'm just going to sort of try to try and get it to sit, so the photo at least sits how I want it to sit. So after finagling with it for a little while, this is what I've ended up with. So the hematite and the grey aventurine are floating around, along with the rosemary and the rose petals. It's small, it's simple, it's just what I wanted. So I'm going to tie this up before I go and hang it on my Wheel of the Year tree. So this will be up year round, memory of my mum. So this is a little more finagling, but a bit easier to do this time. But just realised I threaded it through the wrong way. Just because I'm a little there we have it. Just gonna tie a knot at the other end. So there we have it. My spell ball, memory spell ball for my mum. So I hope you found this interesting and it inspires you to do something similar for your loved ones. But you could do it at any time of year. Halloween would be a good time, or Samhain, because that's very much communicating with the dead. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will be back soon with another little spell. I hope you're staying safe, and blessings to all.